The Yankees are back, okay? They're back. Even after their not-so-great start of pretty much just playing 500 baseball, you know what? They rounded off a 3-game win streak, 4 out of 5. They took a series, which they really needed, against their division rivals, the Blue Jays. And you know what? You kind of feel now, you're getting the feeling of, okay, you know what? Here come the Yankees. You know what? Even last year, they didn't start their season all that great, and then they rifled off that great winning streak where they weren't doing all that great, and then they came out there in the top of the division. Of course, Boston did overtake them, but they were in the beginning. There was that crazy win streak where they were just winning pretty much almost every game, and you know what? Even though it's taking a little bit longer this year, you kind of have the feeling, even though they're going up against a lot of hard competition, they're going to Cleveland, they're going against Boston, Angels, I think Houston, they have like all the toughest teams to pretty much go up against after this series with the Twins. You have the feeling that, okay, here they come, the Yankees. You know what? Stanton, he's been hitting of late. Tanaka had the bounce-back game against the Jays. Andujar has been hitting out of his mind. He's been going absolutely insane. Tyler Austin's playing good. Judge and Didi continue to play great, and you kind of have the feeling now of here come the Yankees. You know what? They got steam. Their past 3 games, their runs scored to runs allowed is 28-3. That's insane. Okay, that's insane. So all those people that didn't think Stanton was going to be doing has not been coming. He's going to cover. He's Stanton. Okay, he's Stanton. He's strikeout king, but he's Stanton. He's going to come around. And all these young players, they're all hitting. They're all hitting. And Bird's not even back. Okay? Bird's not even back. And Tyler Austin has been playing great at first base. And you know what? Bird's not even back. And we've had all this production from all these young players that have come up. You know what? I'm so glad they finally sat Neil Walker. Stop playing that guy, okay? I don't want to see him really for the rest of the year unless somebody needs a break, okay? That's enough of that guy. Ex-Met retreads are not what we want to see on the Yankees, okay? They're back, boys. They're back. All right, next, a little bit about the NBA playoffs. So tonight we have Philly and Golden State. If they win their games, they go to the next round. I think that they both will. You think they both win tonight, and then the next series of games tomorrow, which especially with the Pacers and Celtics, which are pretty much it's got to be the best games to watch right now, because we have the competition between LeBron right now and that other guy on the Pacers that I can't remember his name right now, but it's kind of stupid in a way of how dumb. Why would you egg LeBron on, right? Why would you do that? What is the sense and smartness in that at all? Let's make the best player angry. So I see the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the next 2 games because LeBron just ticked off. He's just going to win, okay? Even though, I don't know. They're not good enough to go. I don't think they're good enough. As much as LeBron is so good, they're not good enough to go to a championship this year. The rest of that team is just so bad. They're not as good as Sixers. They're not as good as Celtics. They're not as good as, probably not as good as Toronto, even though I don't think Toronto's going to go to a championship. But they'll be winning this series against the Pacers, okay? And now I want to talk a little bit about the draft, which today's Tuesday, comes up on Thursday. Hype. We finally get, all this crazy talk about quarterbacks and Barkley. People just keep tagging him to the Giants because of how awesome that offense would be. And, I just want to give my opinions about it a little bit. So I'm a big Dolphins fan. So I love Baker Mayfield, and I want to see him as a Dolphin. But recently his name has been linked to the Jets a lot, and I guess I can see that, but I don't know. I feel like they'd take someone else. If it was between Rosen and Mayfield, I feel like Rosen would be the Jets pick and not Mayfield. But of recently, I've heard a lot of, especially on Instagram, a lot of people are linking Mayfield to the Jets at 3, and I don't want to see that. Of course, and people in a lot of their mock drafts, they have Mayfield dropping all the way down to 11 at the Dolphins, and I don't see him dropping that far. Buffalo, Arizona, or the Dolphins, if he's available after 5 or maybe even 6, so I see them moving up and probably maybe with 7. I'm looking at Tampa, Bears, San Fran, Oakland. One of those teams would not mind to move back. I don't think if you gave them enough, and I think if Mayfield and if any other quarterback is still available after 5 or 6, they're going to be moving up. So Mayfield's not going to fall to number 11. That's kind of ridiculous, I think. And the one quarterback that you hear Josh Allen to Cleveland at 1, and I don't see that happening. Why would the Browns take a flyer on someone whose completion is just low? Why would they take the chance? It'd make much sense of them taking the Sam Darnold or the Josh Rosen, who are a little bit more of a less risk, I guess you can say. I mean, they're all risks, but those two seem to be less risky. The Cleveland Browns, who have just been terrible in the past with drafting quarterbacks, it seems to me that they would take a less risky play. So I see Sam Darnold going number 1, and then we have Saquon Barkley to the Giants. And, it's probably going to happen. I guess they just, unless it's a super smoke screen, right? And they're saying, we're taking Barkley, and maybe the Cleveland Browns, who would think about taking him at 4 after they draft a quarterback, maybe they think, okay, whatever, we'll take Barkley 1, and then we'll get whatever quarterback after the 2 and 3, and take him as our quarterback. But I don't know. I feel like the Giants should take a quarterback. You can get a running back, draft a running back. There's good running backs later on in the draft. I know this guy is such a, he's such a great playmaker and whatnot, but Eli Manning is only going to be good for 2, maybe 3 more years, and he's just, I don't know. I feel like you need to start getting a quarterback in there, and you, as Giants, you don't want to ever be in 2 again in the next 3 years. You don't want to be picking 2. This team's got enough talent to be in contention for contention for the playoffs. And so, take your quarterback now, draft a running back later, start developing. And in 2 years, 2-3 years, you have your new guy step up. So then we come to the Jets, and as I said, I see them taking Rosen over Mayfield and Allen. I mean, he's the best pocket passer out of all of them. He's played in a NFL style offense, and I just see them taking the safer pick too, rather than as I love Mayfield. I think he's going to be good. I love his cocky attitude, and I think he's going to do good. And I think if he did go to the Jets, that wouldn't be the worst place, because they did get some talent in here this year. They have some good offensive weapons in Anderson and Curse, so I think it wouldn't be as bad as some teams if he ended up there, but I don't know. Todd Bowles, developing quarterback, I don't know. I don't like that. So I think they take Josh Rosen at number 3. Then Cleveland Browns, we're getting a lot of Bradley Chubb, defensive end to Cleveland Browns, but I think they should take the guard there. I think they should take Quentin Nelson. You know, they just lost Joe Thomas. They should help store up that line, help the new quarterback that they're definitely going to be bringing in. And I definitely think they should take the quarterback over the defensive end, even though that'd be deadly there with Myles Garrett, you know. But I feel like since you just lost your best offensive lineman, you should probably get another one in there, right? And then the Broncos, right? They're kind of the weird. I don't know. I feel like they're the weird pick here out of all of them. It's like they're 5. Are they gonna take QB? They're gonna take something else, and they did get. Dang it, I'm not forgetting the Vikings quarterback from last year's name. What's the hell? Dang it, guys. Alright, I'm sorry. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But do you think he's really? I mean, the Broncos, they're a winning organization. You know, he'll probably do well there. But I don't know. Will they take a Josh Allen or a Baker Mayfield there? I don't know. They haven't been necessarily very good with picking quarterbacks or drafting quarterbacks from there. You know, the last guy they took 2 years ago. Forgetting his name too. He's kind of a bust so far. Paxton Lynch and Case Keenum, the guy that played for Vikings last year. Paxton Lynch, you know, they drafted him, but he hasn't been any good really. So the chances, you know, they haven't been very good at that, at drafting QBs there. And you know, I really hope, you know, we still got Arizona at 15. I don't see them getting one of these top 4. I see them maybe getting a Lamar Jackson or Mason Rudolph later on. And then I feel like the 4th quarterback, I think if it comes down to Josh Allen's the last one there, Miami won't try to get him. But I think it's Mayfield or Rosen that's the last one picked. I feel like, you know, you're going to have the Bills and Miami trying to get that last QB. And you could see the Bills. I think the Bills would take a flyer on Josh Allen because of his arm, you know, playing in Buffalo. I think that'd be a good match. You know, that's why the people are matching to Cleveland and like the Jets-Giants because of the weather and how his arm would be in the weather. But I don't see the Dolphins going after Allen. If he's the last one left, I would see the Bills doing that. So yeah, that's where my 4 QBs would go. I see Darnold going to Cleveland. I really think the Giants should take Rosen at number 2, but from what we've heard, they're probably going to be taking Saquon Barkley. I think they should take Rosen. Then the Jets, you know, they're going to be taking probably Mayfield or Rosen. I don't see them taking Josh Allen. I don't know. He's too much of a risk. And then that's where I think Josh Allen will be the last quarterback picked off the board of the top 4 guys. So I see him probably going Bills. I want to say Bills. Maybe Denver if they would feel like drafting a quarterback. If not, Denver's probably going to end up with the guard, Quentin Nelson or Bradley Chubb. I see those 2 probably going to Denver. And yeah. So this is going to be my first one. Hopefully they can get better and I can have a more precise way of where I want to go with this. But you know what? I love sports and I like talking sports, so I decided to do this. Leave a comment what you guys think about the draft coming up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.